What's going on, y'all? This is Dana Polk Jr., Master Executive 8, and this is continuing the series on Egyptian yoga, and it's going to be a fairly short video, but we'll get there. So, can you just sit it right there on the table, please? I'll get it in a minute. I'm not going to be that long. Thank you. Um, so this in this part, we're going to talk about exactly what Egyptian yoga is, or Kemetic yoga, but I'm sticking to Egyptian right now. So it's easier to understand the Egyptian mysteries and the various disciplines and teachings when you have the correct definitions. So we're going to start with those and build upon that. And I don't know the language of Meduneter, so like some of the things I won't be able to pronounce correctly. But for those that I can, I will. And I'm also going to work on getting some images up here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But what I'm going to do is give you guys the words so then you can go look them up yourselves and you can actually see the hieroglyphs that match with the words that I'm telling you guys, and you can basically see what I'm talking about. So I'll work on that, and I should have that together very soon. So the first historical record of the yoga religion and its philosophies were found in the ancient Egyptian language and symbols. So the ancient Indian spiritual texts, the tantras, the Puranas, the forgive me if I pronounce this wrong. Forgive me, I'll look up the pronunciation. But the Upanishads and the Vedas are all the carrying on and expansion of the Egyptian yoga philosophy and religion. And this was done by the Indus Valley Dravidians and the Harappans. So Egyptologists, they refer to Egyptian yoga as simply, I'm not going to say they all do this, but when you look at Egyptian yoga from an Egyptologist perspective, it's seen more as a religion and like mythology rather than an actual practice, like rather than something that they actually used to do. And so like yoga was actually practiced in the ancient Egyptian culture, and its religion wasn't just a bunch of mythology and stories. The disciplines, like when you actually look at the Egyptian yoga, it makes the mythology make sense because it has more to do with you than it does just the allegories. So the disciplines of psychology, religion, and life can be looked at different when you observe it from this ancient African perspective. So you can see the true words of the ancient Egyptian mythology um, when integrated with yoga. So it gives you more insight into its divine nature. Um, so the first um, the first actually Egyptian yoga is spelled out in certain hieroglyphs. That's why I said I'm gonna get that for y'all so y'all can actually see the spelling out of the name in the hieroglyphs. But we're going to start out with a few words that help us kind of build a foundation. So the first word would be Sema, spelled Sema, and it's represented by a symbol that looks like two lungs and a trachea. It's basically the union of the two lungs and the trachea. And this symbol represents our higher and lower nature, or duality. So it's through the understanding of duality that we can come to understand that which is the one, or the cosmic conscious, or the indivisible. The next hieroglyph that would make it easier for us to understand is Nefer, spelled Nefer, and it's represented by the union of the heart and the trachea. And this symbol represents everything that is our higher nature, the most beautiful thing, the highest good, or the highest achievement. The next hieroglyph would be the Ankh, and the Ankh symbolizes our individual dual and are basically your masculine and your feminine principles. So the male is the cross part, or the temporal part, and the female is the circle on top, or the eternal. And these two together lead to the transformation into the androgynous being. So this, in other words, is the example of the two becoming one, or the combination of the masculine and the feminine principles. And as you can see later on in religions like Christianity and Hinduism, this Ankh was basically used to represent the same thing, except like you can see in Christianity is completely missing the feminine principle. And like when you look at it, there's no circles, just the two straight lines, all masculinity. You know what I'm saying, for the most part. And then you can see even in the Hinduism has the trishul, or the trident. And you can even see with the trident, it's like half a circle, like it's not even a full circle. So you still got that kind of like overly masculine thing going on there. You know what I'm saying? With like a little bit of feminine as well. I will say it has more feminine energy than just the masculine. You know what I'm saying? So the Ankh can also be seen as the unification of Egypt, Indian, and Christendom. So like I said, guys, this was going to be a very short video, only because I'm getting more organized with my time. So whatever I have to do within that time gets done. Whatever doesn't get done with that in that time doesn't. But like I said, you just follow along in the series, and we're going to keep it moving. So this is Dana Poe Jr., Master Executive 8, and this is What is Egyptian Yoga, and we'll continue on through the series. And I'll see you guys later.